So Dancing with the Stars premiered last night. How many of you guys caught it? It's just one of my favorite shows. It's like, I wouldn't even say guilty pleasure because it's such a positive show and there's inspiring stories and it's really about a journey, right? Because they take these people that don't really know how to dance and people that are well known in their industry and you're put outside your comfort zone to try to do something different. And so some of them have really inspirational stories. One of my favorites and what got me rewatching the show again was Lori Hernandez from season 23. My girl. I think it's just a really, really great show. So I figured, why not talk about it with you guys? This was their really big season. This was season 25 for them, which is huge these days. The other dancing shows, like So You Think You Can Dance, World of Dance, I still come back to Dancing with the Stars. It's just my favorite. I love Ballroom. Something very special, something very unique about this particular show, and seeing what the ratings are like, a lot of you people agree with me. What did you guys think about that season opening? How they opened it off? I thought that was pretty cool. I don't really remember what the other seasons were like, but I liked it. Maybe wanted a little bit more from it, but I'm not quite sure what. But overall, I liked it. As you may notice, sound, guys, I asked that you bear with me. I was really going to postpone videotaping because I live here in Miami, like I've mentioned in my last video, so we just had Hurricane Irma and I just came back from Nashville, so my shutters are still up and I use natural lighting to record, so it's really hard to find a good spot in my house that had like lighting, because I'm like, kid you not, it's pitch black, like it's super dark in my house. It's honestly like full on depressing. But yeah, so the sound's gonna be a little bit off until I get like a mic. Trust me, I tried so many different variations because I know sound is so important, but it's the best I could do, so just bear with me. Let's jump right into it. Talk about the cast for a little bit. So there's a lot of people this season, or stars, that I was like, ooh. So I don't know, a suggestion to Dancing with the Stars for next season might be, guys, try to pick a little bit more well-known people. I think one of the cool things about the show is that you learn about new celebrities that you didn't know and you learn their story. And hopefully they have an amazing journey and that helps you connect. But hopefully like next season, they pick it up a little bit with more people because honestly, take a shot every single time. You have to be like, ooh. Like it was one of those premieres. Costumes was on point, lighting was on point. I didn't notice that Julianne was not judging this season, which I have mixed feelings about. I used to be a Julianne Hough fan, and I don't know, she just, as a judge, I didn't particularly like her. As a dancer, I think she's phenomenal. I think she's amazing. I love her. But as a judge, I didn't really care for her. But I'm gonna say that last night I did miss her a little bit. Like I did. I think it was her fashion, or she just adds something to the panel. It's kind of like one of those things where you're like, you never know what you have till it's gone. So Julianne Hough's fashion and stylist, we missed you last night. We needed, it's two guys and Carrie Ann. So I missed her fashion. The show is about glitz and glamour. We'll jump right into the cast of the dances from last night. First couple that came out was Terrell Owens and Cheryl Burke. Fun fact, I actually met Terrell Owens years ago when I used to work for TSA at the airport. Yeah, no comment on that, but yeah, I did meet him. My expectations wasn't very high for him coming into this first episode. They did the cha-cha, and Terrell Owens is known for football. He's a football player. So I thought it's kind of hard going first. So that's kind of hard. You're kind of like the icebreaker. Am I the only one that feels like Cheryl always kind of gets the same type of partner? They're always very tall, athletic lately. I don't know if I'm the only one that noticed that. That was interesting. his strengths were definitely, you know, he comes from an athletic background. He's going to have the NFL fan votes, which Rashad had last season, and we saw him do very, very well. I don't know, he was one of the second lowest scores of the night, so I don't think the judges were feeling it too much. One of his weaknesses is that, just like Rashad, he has really big feet, which we know in ballroom dancing is not such a good thing, because it gets kind of in the way, and no limit with the footwork. Like, it's just really, really important, and it's just one of those things that kind of hard to work on, because the footwork in football is so much more different than the footwork that you're going to do in ballroom dancing. So that's going to be one of his weaknesses. Height difference with Cheryl is also going to be something else that if he stays on longer for the show, they're going to have to find some way to like work around that. And for some reason, they're not getting the same amount of practice time. It's going to be something else, and it definitely showed last night. So it's going to be something else that is going to get in the way of this team's performance. My opinion of this performance, I'm going to be rating the performance as either meh, good, or wow. So last night's performance of Terrell Owens and Cheryl Gordon's Cha-Cha was just meh. I thought it was alright. Had good energy. Overall, I just felt like it was a little bit too all over the place. It just looked really sloppy to me. So the judges kind of agreed with me on this, and they gave him a 15 out of 30. So that puts Terrell second to last. Oh, the next couple that did their dance was Debbie Gibson and Alan Burstein. Now, Debbie Gibson is a pop singer that was really popular back in the 80s and 90s. I'm a little bit familiar with some of her songs only because I used to watch VH1 and MTV, so that's how I know some of her songs. They did the Foxtrot last night. So, one of her strengths, I feel like this season is, you know, it's going to be the fact that she's a performer. Like, you can see she's a performer, and she's got something to prove. And there's always something about the performers that have something to prove that I feel like they do really well on this show. Her weaknesses is that she is suffering from Lyme disease, so it causes a lot of issues with, like, her nervous system and causes her a lot of pain. So that might cause her to have, where she's going to be probably one of those performers that are not very consistent. But this was also Alan Burstein's first time as a pro, and I can say, guys, I am not mad about this. I just feel like he's such an amazing, like, he did a really good job with Heather last season, and I just feel like he's just just really sweet, and you can tell that he's just going to be so compassionate, so understanding with Debbie, and that always makes for a really great teacher. As far as choreography goes, I guess we'll have to see, but I think he's definitely going to be like one of the better pros, and she'll definitely be one of the ones to watch for. Her performance, I thought, was good. I liked it. It was really fun to watch. It looked like she was having a good time out there, and it wasn't that bad. You can tell, like, once she gets past, you know, some of the issues that she's having, she might actually be one of the ones to watch this season. The judges gave them a 17 out of 30, so not bad. The next performers that came on was Sasha, I cannot say her last name for the life of me, Sasha Pieterse. Guys, go ahead and just comment down below the pronunciation, phonetically how to say this, because I don't know how to say her last name. Sasha Pieterse and Glad. They did a cha-cha last night. She is known for Pretty Little Liars. She's another one that I did not know who she was, but this girl's got like 7 million followers. So that's definitely going to help her out big time. Her strength is obviously she comes from a ballroom genetic background. So, you know, this stuff is in her genes. So this should, you know, eventually she should be able to do pretty well in this. She's also got the Pretty Little Liar fan base. So I'll get into what I thought about her performance a little bit later. Her weakness is that she's not athletic. She's doing the show to get ready for her wedding, and I mean, she's straight up about it. She's like, it's a good reason to get in shape and look good for my wedding. So, yeah, let's get into the performance. I thought this performance was meh. 18 out of 30. Sorry, guys. I'm going to give you my honest opinion. I did not think her performance, I think the judges, like, she had pretty positive comments from the judges. They gave her an 18 out of 30, but honestly, yeah, I feel like she was trying, but it seriously looked like she was walking through that whole entire performance. Like, That, and then the rest was just like it was just like she had no energy. I don't know if homegirl was tired, did not sleep enough. I don't know, but there was just no energy in that performance. I feel like she was not even really giving it effort. It's like there's certain marks she had to hit, and that's when she hit it. And I think that's the fierceness and the attitude Carrie Ann was talking about. But for the most part, I thought this performance was not one of the good ones. But with that said, guys, do expect her to go very far. She's got the fan base. There's a lot of people rooting for them to do really well. So expect to see her probably make it into the finale, like into the top 5. Next performance is Drew Scott and Emma Slater. She's got a pretty cool name, Emma Slater. They did a foxtrot, and Drew is known. He's half the twins of the Property Brothers. So I think his brother was on the show before. I'm not sure. But Emma did a great job last season, and I don't know. I think that's kind of like a catch-22. Because she did so well, I think we're expecting so much from her and so much from her partner. Like, Drew is not Rashad. Like, they do not have the type of chemistry that her and Rashad had. Like, Rashad and Emma were so different, and they just fed off of that with each other. And I think we loved watching it. I loved watching their Instagram stories of them making fun of each other. Like, I think it was really great. Her and Drew, I don't know. Like, I really don't know. What do you guys think about this pairing? Obviously, the strengths for this team is that Emma is a great teacher. Like, she was able to teach Rashad to be graceful, and there was something graceful about that man when he first started. So, his weakness is obviously his height difference. He's very, very tall, and Emma's only like 5'4", and he was a little bit awkward, like quirky, awkward. I thought their performance was good. I didn't care for the song too much. I don't understand how the show does not understand. And music makes a difference. And when they use the cover band, there are some songs that the cover band should not cover. But I think this was actually an original recording, not the cover band, but I just didn't really care for the song, and it was honestly really distracting to me. I do love this pairing. I'm really rooting for them, and I hope they do well. I love the costuming. Like, Emma always has the most gorgeous dresses. Like, I loved her dress. I thought it was so beautiful. I thought she looked amazing. But the song was terrible, and it was distracting from the performance, and at times very, very, very annoying. The judges gave it a 16 out of 30, and I rated it as a good. Next couple is Barbara Corcoran and Keo. Another couple that I was like, who? They did the Salsa, and she is known for Shark Tank. Their strengths, I feel like, with this partnership is that she is spunky, she is feisty. This lady is a fighter, you know, like, she's not gonna be like some of these older women that we've had. Honestly, Dancing with the Stars, if you are watching this, what I would love to see, like, because I really do believe that age is just a number, and there are some older women that would honestly kick the ass out of this show, like, just knock this show out of the ballpark, and I'm really waiting to see that. You know, I want to see that demographic, because I think that is inspirational. If you could see, like, somebody come in at 70 or 60 and just, like, give it to you, you know, like a J-Lo. Like J-Lo, if she was, like, 60, would be amazing to watch. Like, can we get a J-Lo on the show? A 60 or 70-year-old J-Lo, please. Your weakness is going to be technique, movement. I watched an interview of her story, and she has an amazing story. Like, this woman has overcome some, like, really crazy stuff to be where she is, and she was always told that she was going to fail and not be too well. So she's a fighter, and I'm kind of secretly rooting for her. I'm going to say, though, I mean, she was objectifying the crap out of him, and that's her coach. Like, there was no respect there whatsoever. That's not cool. I do want to see her on the show and do well, but at the same time, you know, that respect has got to be there for her partner. That's not. I thought their performance was meh. They got the lowest score of the night with a 14 out of 30. Honestly, the whole entire production to me was tacky. It was so tacky, guys. I feel like they did this to somebody last season. The girl from Housewives. Like, her productions were tacky, but it kind of fit her personality and persona. This was just a multi-millionaire. She's a businesswoman, and it was just tacky tacky, 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 tacky. No, this was a no for me. And this wasn't so much the choreography as it was the production in the set. And when I'm rating a performance, I am rating everything. Costuming, choreography, just so you guys have an idea. I think she called her dance a sexual turn on. Like, let's face when that happened was absolutely priceless. Like, I loved it. I think it was just cringing. So she's got an amazing spirit, an amazing story, so I do kind of want to see her do more. And she doesn't get eliminated, because I think she might be getting eliminated. Alright, the next couple that came out was Jordan Fisher and Lindsay Arnold. I love Lindsay. Lindsay just keeps making it into the top 3. Like, she can't seem to go past. She's not the runner-up, that's Sharna. Sharna just keeps making it up, runner-up. Lindsay always falls into the top 3. Honestly, this girl as a choreographer is so underrated, it's not even funny. Like, her production with David last season was, I feel like there's a few things that make, like, you can kind of predict the winners. So to all my fantasy leaguers out there that are picking the fantasy leagues, it's an inspirational story, right? They've got to have, like, an inspirational story that helps us as the fans connect to them and be empathetic towards them. And they've got to have choreography. It's the freestyle. That freestyle is a make it or break it. Like, once I watch it, I can tell you who the winner is going to be, because it's the freestyle. It kind of ties everything in. And I do feel like how the judges feel about a contestant does kind of sway. I don't know if it determines the winner per se, but it does kind of sway us in who we decide to eliminate. It's just, I think, suggestive in the background, and in the back of your subconscious. But I do feel like it makes a difference. So those are the 3 things that I kind of feel like make a difference in who that winner is going to be. So Jordan Fisher and Lindsay Arnold, they did the tango last night, and he is known for Broadway's Hamilton. He is another who? I did not know who the hell he was, but he is definitely an amazing entertainer. Dude was on Broadway for Hamilton. I mean, he's gonna be your top 3. He's for sure, if that is not in the top 3, the show is great. But he's gonna be in the top 3. He's got natural rhythm. I saw Val and Victoria had like this meeting dance video, and he was on there for a little bit, and I just saw those little moves that he was doing. I was like, he's definitely gonna be in the top 3. He's definitely one to watch. The weakness is the fact that he is so good might work against him. If they don't bring in some vulnerability or some type of disadvantage for us to connect to him, that might work against him to where we start thinking he's cocky and we don't want to watch week after week just him being amazing. It just doesn't do well on the show. One of the reasons I feel like Simone was booted off, I thought this performance was wow, guys. Like, I thought it was awesome. The judges gave it a 22 out of 30, so he is tied for the top with another contestant. I really couldn't tell who the pro was. Like, and another thing I loved about his performance was that he was leading Lindsay. So the pros have mentioned in the past before that they have to kind of back lead. So they're, even though the guy is the one to lead, obviously they need direction. So the women always technically back lead. And it's something that from watching I've kind of noticed when it happens. But last night, let me tell you, he was leading the hell out of Lindsay. Like, and it was really fun to watch. I like it. They're the same age. I love this pairing. Definitely. Next couple is Nick Lachey and Peter Murgatroyd. They did the cha-cha, and he is known for 98 Degrees. To cherish you. Oh my god, I love 98 Degrees. I still listen to like 90s pop and like 2000 pop and sing it all of them. So he's actually going to be on tour in my city for my birthday. So he was actually a real celebrity. If you guys don't remember, Jessica Simpson and Nick Lachey were married and had a TV show and had a huge controversial divorce. And then there was also that chicken of the sea moment. Yeah. His brother Drew Lachey did season 2 and won. So I was expecting, my expectations for him was really high. He is older now, and it is, the show from season 2 to now is completely different. So chances are if Drew won season 2, I don't know that he would win season 25. So it's a different show now. It's a lot more harder. There's a lot more pressure on the contestants. There's, this is a much bigger production. So there's no saying that he would necessarily do as well. Strengths are that they look great as a pair. I love Nick and Peta together. Like, they are awesome. And do not sleep on Nick, because Nick has got some swag, okay? Like, he does, like, and I feel like his weakness, the weakness for this couple, and I'm gonna say it's for both Vanessa and Nick, is that they are a married couple, and Peta and Max are a married couple. And I feel like the whole married thing with Peta and Max was already kind of annoying. Like, we love it, great, you guys are in love, you have a baby, we love it, it's wonderful. But too much of it, it's kind of like everyday thing, you know, like being married is kind of like an everyday thing. So if you keep nailing it into our heads week after week, it's kind of gonna be like mundane. Like, it's just too much. That might actually be a weakness. The viewers might just get a little annoyed of it after a while. I thought this performance was really good. I think he's exactly where he should, like his first stance. It's exactly where he should be. If he continues and continuously progresses and does well, he might be one of the top ones, you know, we don't know. We'll see. But it seemed like he was in his head a little bit. That was a really cute dance. I was kind of waiting for that wow moment, and I just never really got it. Couple is Vanessa Lachey and Max. They did the cha-cha, and she is known for, remember TRL, guys? Yeah, she was on TRL. Okay, so her strengths is that she has a dance background. She's also got a really big, larger-than-life personality, which can actually work in this type of environment, you know. And Max is her teacher. Like, Max has taught so many people. He's great. He's great at what he does. He's a great teacher. Her weakness, Max is her partner. For some reason, I don't know, like, Heather should not have been eliminated last season. I don't understand why it happened. Heather was an amazing dancer. I thought the performance was wow. I was not expecting. I thought Nick would be the better one of this couple. But seriously, the homegirl delivered on this performance. Judges gave it a 21 out of 30, which I believe puts her in second place. At the end of the song, she was like, whoa, Mom, honestly, it's great. She did an amazing, amazing job. I wasn't really sure what to expect with them, but you got full-blown attitude. What I loved about her performance is that her footwork was so clean, so nice. It was so easy to follow from beginning to end. So creamy, so crisp, so clean. I think it really shows how good Max is as a teacher. This girl has not done anything athletic. She's just been taking care of her family. She's older now, so the fact that she could dance like that, yeah, go Max and Vanessa. Next couple that danced was Frankie Muniz and Whitney Carson. Frankie is known for Malcolm in the Middle. I just don't like watching that show. They did the foxtrot, and honestly, I was so surprised. He's got a surprisingly very humble personality that I feel like we're going to relate to so much. Like, he's going to probably be the one that sneaks his way into top 3, that we're just rooting for him. The more and more and more we get to know this guy's story. I can see him doing really, you know, that Malcolm in the Middle personality. I can see him doing really good with theatrical performances. I really see him as this season's James, where he might make it into like a runner-up or top 3. Definitely like an underdog, and definitely one to watch this season. His weakness is going to be his nerves. This guy's nerves, you can tell he's uncomfortable. He gets flustered very easily when he gives him a comment. That's so funny, the comment about like him being the same age as her dad. Like, Whitney, how old are you? And also he was. And he also has injuries from his car racing time, so that can also hold him back. I thought this performance was good. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I was pleasantly surprised, so I always like when that happens. Judges gave this performance a 19 out of 30. Yeah, I found it very gracious. The only thing that was like annoying me through this performance was his neck, and I think that is because of the car accident, possibly. Like, he looked good overall, but like he just kind of kept his neck like it looked awkward. And since it's such a slow dance and it's very flowy, it was just really annoying me and getting on my nerves. It's kind of got on my nerves. Next couple we have was Nikki Bella and Artem. I am so happy for Artem. Like, I think Artem is such like a like they don't really use him to his full potential on the show. I feel like he's such an underdog. So last season he had Nancy, and I love Nancy Kerrigan. I love what they did. He was the one of the pros that they always keep giving him old people. And you know, he got Nikki this season. So Nikki, if you guys don't know, is from WWE Divas. She's one half of the Bella Twins, which is also a show on Channel 8. So I don't know. I expected so much for Nikki, and you know, she's definitely got the fan base. That's gonna be one of her strengths. She's a solid girl. She moves. She's athletic. I mean, she's got a fantastic body. Like her costuming and her production was really good. But her weakness is clap or take a shot every single time. That Nikki said, I'm so uncomfortable. I'm totally out of my element. I'm so uncomfortable. I'm totally out of my element. We get it. You're uncomfortable. You're out of your element. We get it. But I feel like that might hold her back. Like she's too much in her head, and it comes off like kind of making excuses. So that might hold her back. I thought this performance overall, though, despite this production and everything aside, I thought it was meh. Judges gave it a 20 out of 30, so I think that put her like in third place. So the judges liked it. I particularly found it to be very stiff. I found her very, very stiff, and honestly, her performance was one that I watched like 3 or 4 times because I couldn't find out. I know there was something about it that was bothering me that just didn't sit too well with me, but I wasn't sure what it was. And production, costuming, movement seemed okay, but it just was not a wow performance to me. And it was a tango. So the tango is a very serious dance. Like, you're not going to be laughing through it. It's about seduction. That's what it is. It's a dance about seduction. And I do not feel like she was seducing Artem at all. It felt very, like, serious, serial killer because of her movements. So the movements are very strong. And instead of, like, the problem with that is you could be too strong. So she would, instead of, like, let's say she's going to do a movement where she throws out her arms, right? You still got to control it on the way down. And she wouldn't do that. She would just like... So there was a lot of that going on. And it just looks very brutish. Like, it doesn't look graceful. So even though it's strong, you still got to control that strength, you know? Like, you're going to throw it out, but bring it down, you know? Like, that's the tango. It's very sensual. It's very passion. She was just more like... WWE, like that is what you would expect from a WWE wrestler if you put them into ballroom dancing. Is that exactly what we got? I want to see her do well. I definitely, if she works on the Little Kings and they're not going to be doing the tango again, I expect to see her do really well because she's going to have that fan base in the WWE, and she's a gorgeous girl. Like, who would want to keep watching her on the show? So. Next couple up is Derek Fisher and Sharna. They did the salsa, which is a really hard. It's not the best dance to start off with if you're going to do Dancing with Stars. He's been a basketball player in the Lakers and has won, I think, like 5 championships. He's another one that I was like, I guess Lakers fans will know who he is. I think he definitely can move. And another strength for this partnership is going to be Sharna's choreography and teaching. Like, she's good at what she does. And she always comes up like the runner-up, like, very often. I honestly secretly want to see somebody who hasn't won win this season. So I don't know if it's going to be Sharna and Derek, though. He seems pretty humble, so definitely will be, you know, a positive for them. Weakness is that he's stiff, like stiff, like really, really, really stiff. I thought the performance was good. The song was terrible. Like, that song was so terrible and annoying and got on my nerves. But I'm gonna cover to Space Jam. You can't do Space Jam wrong, like, and it would have been just as good. The choreography on this was amazing. Like, they blew it out of the park. Judges did not give them enough credit. I get it, it's ballroom, so they gotta judge off of that. But in terms of production and the choreography and how much, you know, it was such intricate choreography, and they nailed it. Like, it was amazing. It was really, 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 really good. Good job, Sharna. Like, she really pulled through on that. But his actual salsa, and it was actually very just subpar to me. It was very, that wasn't salsa. It was very jerky and stiff. So, and I'm thinking like a rope. was to do Salsa. The next performers that came on was my favorites, Victoria, Arlen, and Val. They did the cha-cha. She is known for ESPN. She's an ESPN host and was gold medalist in the swimming division in the Paralympics. This girl has got like an amazing, amazing story. She was in a coma for 4 years and bound to a wheelchair for 10 years. And she just started walking a year ago. So, I mean, I think this is going to be Val's Lori. This is going to be Val's Amy Purdy. They're amazing. Like, it's their weakness, but it might be their strength. You know, she's got an inspiring story. She's magnetic. She's got this, like, contagious, infectious thing, charisma that just draws you to her. Val's an amazing teacher. Like, he's going to look up and find how to work around her weaknesses. That's what the great coaches do. That's what Derek did that made him so great and win so many of these mirrorball trophies, is that he knew how to utilize his partner's strengths and downplay their weaknesses. So if Val can learn a little bit more of that and put a really great freestyle for Victoria, they might be top 3, like one to watch. She's got the athletic discipline of an Olympian, which is to say a lot. So, you know, it's positive thinking, it's visualizing, it's not giving up, it's perseverance, it's a determination, and she's got something to prove. Like, this girl has had people who wrote her off and were like, yo, she's just a vegetable, you know, she can't do this. Already, I've seen the comments on Val's Instagram, and yes, I've done some defending, because people say that she doesn't have rhythm. I'm like, give this girl a chance, give her a freaking break. You couldn't do half of what she's done to get to this point. Obviously, her weakness is that she cannot feel her legs. I can't even begin to understand that, and she just started walking, so she lacks rhythm. This show loves a good story, and she has an amazing story that's going to make us very empathetic and want to see her do well. I mean, Dave made it top 3, but Dave also, you know, had a huge following, so she's definitely an underdog, but, I mean, let's get to her performance. I thought her performance was good. The judges gave them a 19 out of 30. I seriously felt, I know her story, I'm familiar with her interviews already, so it's nothing new to me, but I had goosebumps throughout the whole thing. I just found her, it was so infectious and so joyous, and she was so, it starts out very slow, and I'm like, oh my god, don't tell me this is going to be a dance where he just, like, dips her the whole time, because, you know, she can't, but then, like, it picked up and it got really fast, and that's what gave me the goosebumps. It was the slow build, and then she just wows you with what she's able to do with her legs, and it was amazing. Good job on Val, and I didn't know Val actually designed her costume, and all I kept looking at was her costume. I thought it was really, really cute. They didn't have all the extra dancers and the crazy production. This was really just Victoria's moment. Great job, Val. Definitely see them in the finale. Last and not least, we have our last performance of the night was Lindsay Sterling and Mark Ballas. Yes, Mark is back after touring Jersey Boys on Broadway. They did a cha-cha. This girl is known for her violin and dancing. Another who? I don't know who the heck she was. Sorry. But she's got the fan base. We have nobody really representing the Huffs anymore. If you know about Dancing with the Stars, then you know the top rivalry is the Smurf. I can never say their last name. Smurfkowskis. Max Ballapita versus the Huffs and the Ballas. There's nobody representing the Huffs anymore. Julianne's not even judging. So thank God Mark came back. I feel like there's always got to be one representing. I don't think Derek will be back. You know, I think he's done all that he can with this show, and unless they're going to give him a judge spot, I don't really think there's a reason for him to be on the show. People are tired of seeing him win, and, you know, I think he's done what he can with the show already. So I was glad to have Mark back. So all is going to have all the Huff fan base, and that is a huge fan base. Not only that, she moves well. She understands musicality, and she's quirky. Like, she plays into that so well, and she's got so much personality. She used the whole stage. Her weakness is, you know, honestly, I really can't think of one. So if you guys can think of a weakness for this partnership, go ahead and put it down in the bottom. Because I really was trying to find one, and I was trying to be nitpicky, and I really couldn't find one. Maybe that we don't know her that could be a weakness, or again, if she's so good and there's nothing for her to overcome. But I already feel like she's a little bit of an underdog, even though, yeah, she has dancing background, but she seems just very docile and like somebody that you might overlook. I thought their performance, to me, was wow. And there's a reason why Dancing with the Stars closed out with their performance the way that they did. Because it was seriously like, wow, what an amazing way to end the premiere. I wasn't expecting to like them, but it just was amazing. Like she moved so well, and oh my god, I died when they did that. I love that they added that hip hop little break in there, because it really showed like her personality. Like she got into it. Like I did not expect that from her whatsoever. I was watching her the whole time. I didn't even notice Mark was on the show. It was like the Lindsay show. This girl, honestly, if there's anybody here who I think might take this, it's Lindsay, without a doubt. I think she might just take this all the way home. She has such a creativity, free spirit, like quirky, and then Mark's got his too. And you put the two together, like I want to see them on the show because I want to see what they're gonna do. That's just a little taster to whet your palate. But I really want to see like what her freestyle is gonna look like. Like I don't want to see the same stuff that I've seen over and over again, which is what I love about Derek and Sharna, because there was lifts there that the way they ended that dance was just amazing. Like I've never seen that done before on the show, and so us as fans, we get a little bit tired of seeing the same old. That's all. What did you guys think? Like, what did you think of this premiere? Did you guys like the opening number? Like, who do you think is gonna make the top? Did you agree or disagree with some of my comments? It's okay. You can write down on the comments. I loved it. I thought it was a great premiere. I thought it was good. Like I said, half these contestants, I was like, who are you again? I don't know them. I will probably come back next week and tell you who I think my top 5 is, because honestly, it really kind of like fluctuates. Off the top of my head right now, what I can think of who will be, definitely Lindsay will be in the top 5. Victoria, Jordan, and I'm confused about the Lachey's, like either Vanessa or Nikki. Like it won't be both Vanessa or Nikki, it'll be either Vanessa or Nikki. And if you notice, I listed a lot of women this time, because in the past, it's been a lot of guys that make it to the top 5. Guys, let's vote for the women. Let's make some women like win. Like, get in the top. That's what I thought about the show. I thought it was great. I thought it was awesome. Who do you guys think? Who's your top 5? Who do you think is going to make it? And who's going to be the first to get eliminated? It's probably going to be Barbara. They were the bottom. Terrell and Barbara were the last 2 in the bottom. So, guys, thank you again, as always, for spending time with me and listening to me. I love my Dancing with the Stars recap. So tune in every week for a video on my channel. And any ideas, suggestions that you guys think I should do, write it down below. If there's anything that I missed, or any couple that I may have accidentally missed because I was trying to do this quick, let me know. Follow me on my Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat. And if you are not subscribed, subscribe to my channel and leave us a thumb up if you enjoyed it or if you agree with me. And yeah, I will catch you next time.